Paul now draws a fitting conclusion from all the evidence he's presented. He says that it is through Yeshua that one can receive forgiveness of sins. He goes further, and I suspect that what he's about to say may have been the hardest part of his conclusion for the Jews at this synagogue to accept. He says that anyone who puts their trust in Yeshua, then they can be forgiven sins that even the Torah of Moses could not forgive. It's hard to express in words the highest regard that all Jews, no matter their location, had for the Torah and for Moses. So to say that something or someone could do more than the Torah or Moses could do, well, those are fighting words. So what does Paul mean by this? See, there are many laws and commandments listed in the Torah. Judaism says there's 613 of them. For each law, there is a prescribed remedy, should that law be broken. For simple theft, for example, the stolen goods had to be returned along with a 20% penalty. And the thief was then required to go to the temple, offer an animal sacrifice in addition. If the perpetrator had a contrite heart, and if he did these things, he was forgiven for his sin. It was like that for almost all the Torah laws, but not for every law. For some laws, the crime was considered by God as to be so grave that the only remedy was the perpetrator's life had to be forfeited. That is, no amount of compensation to a victim, no altar sacrifice for atonement could be performed. Forgiveness was impossible. And among the sins for which the law of Moses offered no means of atonement were things such as murder and adultery. The Bible also says that high-handed sins cannot be atoned for. That is, these are the worst of the worst sins. And they are those sins that are committed with an intentional, rebellious, heinous, blasphemous intent. So a sin that might otherwise have had a means of atonement, let's say for manslaughter, might be elevated to murder if it was committed in a high-handed way. Therefore, no means of atonement was available. Paul says that even high-handed sins that could not be atoned for in the Torah by an altar sacrifice could be atoned for by trust in Messiah Yeshua. Boy, there's some good news.